suckers. You're listening to Luck at the Draw Radio with your hosts Todd Buggs and Stan Zig. So grab a beer, sit back, and listen to what the jackasses have to say.
All right, well, up next in the studio, I'd like to welcome lead singer from Radiohead, Tom York. How you doing today, Tom?
Today we've got a great guy in, one of my favorite bands, the Sex Pistols. Steve Jones is here to talk with us tonight.
Well, it's an honor for me to introduce to you, and welcome to the studio, Les Paul. How are you today?
This is really exciting to help our 2009 New Year's party. We have all 4 original Beatles. Thanks for making it in, guys.
All right, our next guest has been a major influence on my musical career, and it's an honor to meet you for the first time. Henry Rollins, welcome to the studio.
Tonight we got a real different guest for us. It's not a musical guest. It is one of the WWF's finest, the Ultimate Warrior. Hey, put Bugs down.
Well, I'd like to welcome to the studio none other than rap hip-hop artist, great Chuck D from Public Enemy.
One of my big rock and roll just vocal legends guys I really like. We got Lane Stanley talking with us tonight. Hello, Lane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome in, straight off of tour, Johnny Cash.
Jesse's Girl, my friend. Now that's a song. Jesse's Girl spoke for a whole generation.
He was in, what's that?
He was in General Hospital. Yes, he was a doctor. But his true calling came and he took it. Rick Springfield will go down in history as the single most important musical influence of the 20th century.
If you got any comments, insults, requests, you can call them at 530-618-2847 or email them at wewantbeer@gmail.com.
Well, alrighty. Howdy and welcome to show number 6, Luck of the Draw Radio. I'm one of the hosts, Todd. Most folks call me Bugs. And by my side, 100 and some miles away in his house is...
Stan Zing!
Stan, how you been, buddy?
Real good, thanks.
Awesome. I haven't talked to you in a while, so this is pretty good.
I know, it's funny. We're not working right now, and we talk and see even less of each other.
Yeah, well, sleep comes in the way now.
I know, we got naps.
Getting up there in the age, I got to take afternoon naps now and whatnot. How's the week been, or the week's been since we last talked?
Cool. Yeah, not a whole lot going on at all. Yeah, kind of boring.
Really? Well, more importantly than what are you drinking right now?
Actually, it's funny. I was thinking, okay, well, I'll get my, the keg going, but it occurred to me, I go, I want to, mix it up because you seem to keep it interesting. So I'm taking after you. I got a whiskey drink going, but I'm using a little Bite Me energy drink and some Jim Beam.
Wow. You know what?
Have you ever heard of Bite Me?
There's a little thing about Bite Me I think you should be talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess, yeah. With my other band, Ultralux, this is why I have Bite Me in the house. Our drummer got us sponsored by Bite Me Energy Drink. So my band...
That's excellent.
Yeah, Ultralux were sponsored by Bite Me Energy Drink. So they gave us a lot of free Bite Me's and T-shirts. And so when we start doing shows, which will probably be in about a month or so, we're going to start giving them away. So if you come to an Ultralux show, you'll get a Bite Me drink. And they're actually, it's not bad. I'm not a huge energy drink guy, like with the Monsters. I definitely had Red Bull before. But all the other ones that are out there, the Monsters and the, I can't even name the other ones.
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Yeah, but
Booty juice or something.
Yeah, but this Bite Me is pretty good. And I'm pretty sure it's local. They're like a Corona or Ontario kind of establishment.
Okay, like Inland Empire.
Yes, definitely an Inland Empire. Yeah, they do a lot of motocross guys and racing desert buggy things.
Well, shoot, that could really pay out big. I mean, you could do some pretty big gigs at like Costa Mesa Speedway or something like that for some of their events. So.
That's what I'm hoping. I know they have for our gigs coming up. We're playing actually the Doll Hut, which is a definitely dirty little hole. Mm-hmm. But the places, the Bite Me people are so excited for us, to be a part that they're setting out the Bite Me girls.
Oh, nice.
To give out keychains and free samples, which is cool. But if you know the Doll Hut, it's just a brilliant, dirty little hole. Mm-hmm. And it's not the kind of place I think the Bite Me girls are used to going.
Well, but if they send, 4 or 5 Bite Me girls, then the place is going to look packed.
That's right. 4 more bodies makes that place look real busy. But then
That's cool. Congratulations on that, man. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Thanks. That's kind of fun. But that's what's kind of spurred the whiskey drink. I go, well, I got to put something with this bite me stuff. So Jim Beam it is.
Very good. Yeah, I've got myself a Jim Beam whiskey drink as well. I just fill up a mason jar and then add a little. I use a cherry Pepsi. Gives it a good. A good curve for the bite, So
very nice.
Yeah. So.
Well, cool. So it's gonna be a whiskey show.
Yeah, that's true. This might turn out by the end might be incoherent.
Incoherent and not so friendly.
I had a blackout show on the Barstool Preacher show one night that I was a little embarrassed of. I woke up the next morning. I'm like, oh man, I got to figure out what I did last night. And I go in the studio and turn everything on. And the wife's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I got to finish the show. I got like 3/4 of the way through with it. And she's like, you finished it. I'm like, did I? She's like, yeah, I remember you finished it. So then I go to the file and I listen to it and I'm like, oh man. So I let it go. I got to let it go as that. And it has been it's been revered as one of the favorite shows.
Wow.
So apparently I'm pretty funny when I'm blacked out. But yeah, I'll try not to black out tonight. It's still relatively early. I think the sun's still out. So
yes, it is down here.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. My week wasn't all that productive either. I didn't do much. I went to the Beatnik Blowout car show in Ventura last weekend. That was pretty cool. Saw a bunch of people I hadn't seen in a while.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of fun. Hand's still jacked up, so I can't really do much. But ended up cleaning out the garage. I've got my shop back about 80% now. So once I do get my okay to go turn wrenches again, I can probably finish my chopper. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. But, yeah, other than that, not much, just King's birthday's tomorrow, so we're getting ready for that.
Wow. How old's he going to be?
He's going to be 12.
Wow.
Which is what, 82 in dogs or something like that?
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I remember not last year, but I think the year before you had a big birthday party for him. I guess that because it was his 10 year.
Well, we've had birthday parties for him almost every year, and we were going to do something this year for it, but Drag Fest is this weekend, so I'm going to be in Bakersfield at the drag races all weekend. So, so it just kind of didn't work out, but I don't know. We got him Chrissy's actually going to make him a cake, but just kind of, she's got all these cookie treats, dog treats. They're going to crumble that up as a crust, and then we've got that Frosty Paws ice cream. That'll be the filling in the center. And
Frosty Paws ice cream. Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's ice cream for dogs. So, and he loves it. He'll eat the crap out of it. So
that's funny. Well, I remember it was a luck of the draw practice, and we just got done practicing. We were all putting our gear away, and then you just, friendly, go nice, happy, go, hey guys, why don't you try these cookies? They're great. And then you handed it to everybody. And it's funny, I'm one of those lactose intolerant guys, so I just don't even bother. If something's going to taste good, I just don't bother eating it. Mm-hmm. And so I go, no, I'm good, thanks. And are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. And then you go, all right. And you kind of start looking at the other guys, and you fed them a dog treat.
And those were the best cookies I've ever had. Those were they were like Oreos, like cream filling in the middle. Uh-huh. And for a package of, I think, 25 of them, it was $18.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap. But they're made with human quality food, but with none of the sugars and the starch and the cholesterol or anything like that. So they're dog friendly.
Or the chocolate, yeah, because that'll drop a dog flat.
Yeah, and the chocolate. So yeah, and they're really good. I mean, I almost ate the whole box. I probably ate more than King did.
Well, I remember Ed ate it before you told him, and then Chris was kind of leery about it.
Yeah, because Chris didn't trust me for nothing.
And Chris is like, why is he giving us cookies in a parking lot after practice? It's freezing and we all want to go home, but he's making us eat these cookies.
And I'm being very persistent about it. Oh, come on.
These things are great. I just remember that. Like, well, maybe it's not so bad being lactose and being cautious about things, because I did not eat a dog cookie that night.
Well, I'm here to say I've eaten a bunch of those. And I'm not shamed. So yeah, that's all that. We got a bunch of toys, a bunch of squeak toys and pig's ears and little things for him to play with tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So that's all that's really taken up this week. I don't even think I've left the hill until today. I've been just staying home all the time. It's kind of pointless. Everything is, at least 35, 40 miles away. And so I'm just like, you know what? I've got enough groceries the last couple weeks, and I got a liquor store and a bar walking distance. Like, I'm not going to leave the hill. So it's going to be a culture shock when I end up going back to work. That's going to be rough. I actually went in today just to talk to my boss and just kind of hang out for a little bit and pick up a paycheck that they've had of mine for a while. And they're being really cool about it. They're just like, just heal up and get back to work. Like, we need you here. So
that's awesome.
It made me feel good. And I told them, I'm like, I go a couple weeks without talking to you guys, and I kind of get nervous. I'm like, are they forgetting about me? And am I going to come back to a job? And they're like, nah, don't even worry about it. It's like, everything is cool. Everything's here. I actually, I get my insurance card day after tomorrow, and I'm a full-fledged employee. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, it looks like it's going to work out nice. So I'm pretty happy about it. My hand still kind of hurts. It's still, it's fractured. I don't know what the doctor thinks is going to happen. It's just going to fuse back together or what. But so I got another appointment in 2 weeks, and that's when they're going to give me the green light or the red light. So,
and then after you get it worked on, then it's going to take like 3 weeks of healing time, you said?
Yeah, if I end up doing the surgery, that angioplasty, I think they were calling it, or something like that, where they go in and they spackle the crack shut.
Spackle.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, they're somehow fusing the bone back together.
Dude, I got some fucking epoxy. We'll take care of that shit right here.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, I got an X-Acto knife and some fucking super glue. I could do it.
Yeah.
Their biggest concern is that it's so tender that if I were to go back to work, even though I feel all right, if I were to go back to work, I could injure it again. And then that would be more time off. So, but yeah, if I have the surgery, I'm looking at probably another month off.
That's too bad they just don't cut it and get it over with.
I've seen 4 different doctors. All 4 said the same thing. And I've had 4 sets of x-rays and 1 MRI. And every single one of them just sent me home. Like the first one could have just made the call. Just said, let's fix this and get it done with. And I could have been back to work already.
Wow.
So, oh well, enough of that crap.
Yeah.
What's the topic for tonight's show?
The topic of tonight's show is new bands that are trying to not trying, but they're inadvertently bringing back the past. They kind of got a sound or a groove of a band of late. So like, a band just that reminds you of a band from the 70s or the 60s or whatever. And you're going, oh, or maybe not even just a particular band. I think like a genre that's maybe come and gone. Like, because we've got, swing and, like that came back and what was that, the early 90s?
Yeah, and then there was the ska.
And the ska thing came back. Yeah, I mean, so stuff like that. That's what we were focusing on. So, or what we were thinking about. So I picked 2 bands. You picked 2 bands.
Yes, indeed.
And I believe this. Sorry, go ahead.
When you first brought this up, I was like, this is a phone-in, man. I can do this with my eyes shut. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, yeah, you probably could, but then, like, I could just do a rockabilly band and a ska band. And then it didn't seem like it was very very heartfelt, like I wanted to find something that was off the radar, yet kind of reminiscent of something that maybe might even be off the radar too. You know what I mean? Try to get something that was a little different. I think my second pick isn't quite as underground or as off the radar, but it's so fantastic that I have to talk about them. Right. But I had a lot more difficult of a time doing this than I thought I was.
Huh. I know one of the band that made me want to do this show is not mainstream. I kind of fell upon them, but when I heard them, I go, man, why isn't this a great big band? Mm-hmm. And they're one of my favorite bands. And this topic for me was a way for us to play them on the show because I wasn't seeing how we were going to just by chance have a topic where I could just play this particular band.
Yeah, just bring them up on a whim.
Yeah, and then my second band is way mainstream, and I bet you the majority of the people have heard of them. But
okay, well then that's cool because like my first band's a little bit less mainstream, and the second one's more mainstream. So then we're kind of on the same page.
Cool. We'll sell out by the end of the show then.
Right. We're going to we'll talk more about Bite Me energy drinks and.
Yeah, I'm almost ready for another one. That Bite Me goes down smooth.
Nice. Well, then let's get it rolling. I'll start it off.
All right.
I don't know how my musical taste is pretty eclectic. I'm willing to say, and I'm a big fan of folk music, and that might come to the surprise of some. Like I'm a big fan of Arlo and Woody Guthrie, bands like that, or groups like musicians like that, I guess. And Woody Guthrie did the Dust Bowl recordings. like way back. I probably should have done my research and looked it up, but it was, probably back in the 30s.
Uncle Tiki wanted to do, actually, one of my old bands, when I first went, you wanted to do a Guthrie song.
Yeah, I've been
the dad we're talking about. We're not talking about the son, right? That did.
Well, I like the son as
Alice.
well, but the for tonight I was going to talk about Woody, the dad.
Okay, cool.
And he did these old, the Dust Bowl recordings was all about, like, it was a real life thing, like the Dust Bowls, that when the wind picked up and the dust started killing people and just blinding people, and it was like a plague almost. And so he wrote a whole record all about it, and that's one of my favorite folk albums ever. It's just the Dust Bowl recordings, and it was just him and an acoustic guitar and a microphone for the most part. And every now and then he might have had a tambourine or something, and just great lyrics and great, soul in the music. And you don't really get that too much in folk anymore. And just recently I stumbled upon a guy who calls himself Sleepy Eyes Nilsson. And he's from Scotland, and he's on MySpace, myspace.com, Sleepy Eyes Nilsson. And he's got a record out on Devil's Ruin Records. And at first listen, I was like, this sounds to me almost identical to what Woody Guthrie was doing, but this was released in 2009. So,
oh, very cool.
So it really tied into what our topic was with, I don't know if he's trying to relive that era. I mean, it'd be hard for him to not claim it as an influence. I can't imagine it came organically, but he does it so well that, and I've long since said too, that any music, folk, rockabilly, things like that have a history, if you can't tell when the song was recorded, that's a good song.
Yeah.
And the Sleepy Eyes Nilsson stuff, it could have been recorded in the 30s and 40s. It has that kind of vibe. So that was my first pick. That's who I know nothing else about him. I've done no research. I know he's from Scotland, which is funny to me that there's more people into Americana music in the United Kingdom than there is in America anymore,
Interesting. Well, I guess that's the way it was in England with the Stones and the Beatles. They were all I guess it was opposite. They were all I guess it's the same. They were all way into the blues guys, like the Muddy Waters.
The American blues, yeah.
And that really,
and then even same with like the Stray Cats. They didn't make it big here until they made it big in England and Europe first.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And even Jimi Hendrix, he had to go over to Europe to get big. And all those guys go, holy shit, this guy's amazing. They brought him back to us.
Yeah, well, maybe Luck of the Draw should do a European tour.
There you go. What the fuck?
I'll start working on it.
Sweden, here we come.
Yeah, I'm all for that. So yeah, do you want to go ahead and play some Sleepy Eyes Nilsson here? The tune I got is Jesus Is Coming. And I'm not sure how long it is, and it's pretty slow, but it's a good way to stumble out of the gate when we start a show.
Cool. Well, here we go. Sleepy Eyes Nilsson with Jesus Is Coming.
That's right. Booyah.
Oh, that's right. It's a slow song, so it's a mellow booyah.
Yeah, it's a booyah. Luck of the Draw Radio.
YouTube copyright infringement.
All right, well, that was the minimalist sounds of Sleepy Eyed Nilsson doing Jesus Is Coming. What'd you think there, Stan?
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying about having the Woody in it. I dig it.
I'm sorry, that just struck me funny. He said he's got a Woody in it.
If the man's got a Woody in it, you cannot deny. Yeah, no, I liked it. I like the knock knock part when he just and that's something that Woody Guthrie would do. He would
exactly improvise.
Yeah, and the obvious, but it was like, hey, that's kind of cool.
You can't do that electric. You can't just go on an electric guitar and get that tone,
No, you cannot.
So yeah, I was really impressed when I first heard that. I thought, and that exactly took me straight back to the Woody Guthrie stuff. So,
and how did you come across something like that? The internet?
I got a compilation mailed to me called Compendium from that Devil's Ruin Records, and it just happened to be on it. And actually, a lot of the stuff on this compilation is really cool. It's a lot of murder ballads and just songs like that, where it's kind of hard to tell the era that they're from. Just a lot of broken heart stories, and well, actually, one's called Barbecue of Souls. That one's probably not so brokenhearted, but but I love the old the religiously tinged songs. Like Jesus Is Coming, The Devil's in Your Eyes. All the things like Devil Knows Best, just those kind of almost, the kind of Christian hinging way to say a story, but like, I don't know, the religious part of it. I like those old ballads. So.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I was pretty impressed. And like I said, it's myspace.com, Sleepy Eyes Nelson, and he's touring all over, Scotland and area and whatever. So he's still doing it now, and it's probably easy to tour with just him and a guitar. So.
Yeah. So he's an I'm sorry, you just said it. Scottish guy?
Yes,
Scotland?
he's from Scotland.
Okay.
At least that's what his MySpace thing said. So,
Right.
And he's got like 4 records out. So I'm definitely going to start, dabbling more into what he's doing just to see what he's got. So,
Oh, cool.
Well, what do you got?
We'll see. Let's go from Scotland to Canada. Toronto, Canada is where my band that I've gonna play comes from. It's all called That's right. The home of the the
Great White
brothers.
North.
Yeah, what were they called? The something brothers.
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
McKenzie brothers, yes. Because they were drinking beer, eh?
Yeah. Hey. Dad, Bob dropped your beer.
And what, he sounded like fucking Sylvester the Cat, right? The dad?
Yeah, they kind of did. Yeah. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Strange Brew.
Oh, wow. Good pull. I would not have guessed that. Strange Brew, yes. Well, these guys are from the land of Strange Brew. Danko Jones.
Okay, you've mentioned them a few times, so I'm definitely interested.
I dig these cats. Yeah, they're just a 3-piece band from up there. They started back in 1996, kind of around the same time you and I did. At least with our Luck of the Draw. I mean, that's where I considered Uncle Tiki hitting it. When did Luck of the Draw actually start banging away?
Our first practice was like May, June, July, somewhere around there of 94.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we probably practiced for about 4 months before we actually booked the first gig, and then it's been an embarrassment from that point on. I've seen some videos from that time, and it's not pretty.
That's funny. Well, this particular band, I really dig them, but I can't even remember how I found them. But they're not really big, but they definitely have something going on in Europe, much more than they do over in the States. And when they started out, they were running around like guys like the New Bomb Turks, Nashville Pussy.
Oh, very nice.
And they're not crazy big, but they do stuff like they've toured with the Super Suckers, and I know they did something with Motorhead over in Europe.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a good resume to have.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just kind of goes to show how dumb the States are when it comes to stuff like that in rock and roll. It's like,
right.
Who doesn't want to see a cool rock and roll show? And these guys, they've come through LA a couple times, and it just hasn't worked out for me to go see them. So I haven't seen them live yet, but I hear they're one of those bands, kind of like the Super Suckers. They're amazing live, and their albums are good. But I bet that probably sounds bad because I like all the Super Sucker stuff, and I really like the Danko Jones stuff. So I just assume live they're going to be that much better.
Right.
So
I think the Super Sucker records don't disappoint, though.
No.
I mean, I think they hold up.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that right. I definitely.
But live, they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, is what you mean.
Indeed, yes.
Cool.
So the first song I'm going to play for them is called The Finger, off of the album Sleep is the Enemy, which is actually, I think they got like a total of maybe 5 albums out, and that was probably their fourth, and they have a 6th, I think, dropping like in May, any day now. It's called Below the Belt.
Okay, so they're still active.
Very active. Yeah, and it's great because the guy's really into I don't know about podcasting, but video casting, and he just has on the website itself, it'll just have him talking to a video camera. Hey, this is what's going on. And they kind of did that whole thing through the recording process.
Bitchin'.
And one of the cool things, and I didn't want to bring up the K word, but while I was doing my homework on these guys, looking at their website, he brought up the K word, so I'm quoting Danko Jones, not bringing it up myself. It's he's playing a song, and it's really cool. He's standing in front of a guitar amp, and he's like, "Hey, this is a new song off the album. It's got a cool lick." And here he says, "Quote: It has an old Kiss vibe feeling." Bugs, wake up! Bugs.
What?
I'm sorry, I said the K word. But when I heard that, I go, "Oh my god, I gotta put that down."
Yeah, even more reason to put it on the show.
Yeah. And
I really wish we would have video podcast or video cast, whatever, our recording experience. We did the one thing that's on YouTube, which is really cool, which I think you did a fantastic job on. But
Thanks.
I wish we would have. Maybe we could do another next time we mix, but I don't know. I think stuff like that is really cool because we can put that right on the webpage, and it keeps people totally interested in what you're doing.
And that's what these guys did, and they've been doing ever since the early year. They've played like a verse and a chorus of each song on the album almost, and he'll give a little intro. He goes, "Okay, this is the next song." He goes, "We're in the airport right now of
Right.
Denver, heading down to Texas." He's all, then here's the next, the fifth song on our album.
And the beauty about doing those kind of that type of media, like a downloadable to your MP3 player or whatever video thing, is that the files are so large that they only have to be 5-6 minutes long. 10 minutes at tops. So it's pretty easy to just go, hey, check this out. Here's 3 minutes of our newest song, and here's us in the studio.
Yeah, and it's not even that. I mean, they're like they're probably a minute long total, and they're just snippets, and you watch them straight on their website. There's no download. You just click on it, and it plays, and it's him talking. It's really cool. It's really impromptu. It's just he just does it.
Yeah, we need to start working on that. It's a great way to do tour diaries and everything too. Just put it right straight on the webpage.
And that's what they do. They do a lot of tour diaries too.
Yeah, I wrote a couple tour diaries, but we've never had any documentation on film because, like Ed and Chris were the ones with the video cameras, and so I've never gotten any copies of anything. So, but I didn't mean to sidetrack your Danko Jones. They're not French Canadian, are they?
Well, you know what? I guess they are. Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
And what's the record called? I Surrender?
No. No, it's called Sleep is the Enemy, that this one's off of. The one coming out is called Below the Belt. Okay. And I should mention that this song, because we're talking about old bands that they sound like, to me, they got a very Thin Lizzy feel to it.
Oh, okay.
And I think I picked the song The Finger because it has a very, to me, Thin Lizzy groove vibe. Lizziest. Yes, but I want when I first thought of it, I go, I'm playing what's the name of that song? The Code of the Road, which is actually, that's the name of the song, Code of the Road. It's very super suckery if you want to get like that, but it's off of their previous album, Never Too Loud, the one that actually came after Sleep is the Enemy.
All right, well, I'm really confused now. So what are we?
So I am playing you The Finger, which sounds like Thin Lizzy, but I'm just saying, if I had to pick a favorite song, the Code is the Road. Code of the Road. That's it. Code of the Road is probably one of my favorite songs of theirs off another album.
Okay, I did the same thing on my second pick. I played a song that sounded more like the earlier genre, but it's not my favorite song on the record. So I understand now.
But no, but I do like this song. It's a great song, and it's called The Finger, and it's all about flipping people off. So right there. Well,
yeah, let's let her rip. Let's check it out. It's a rocker.
Yes, Danko Jones, The Finger, picking it up
pick
a
up
notch.
The pace.
Woo!
Look at the Draw Radio.
Hoo-yah!
YouTube copyright infringement.
And there it is. You get The Finger by Danko Jones.
That's funny. I don't hear any Thin Lizzy in that.
Really?
No, I'm talking shit. That could have been what's the guy's Phil? Is that the singer? You could have told me that was his solo project, and I would have believed it.
I can't remember the guy's name. But yeah, he's dead. So it definitely ain't his solo album.
No, but just from the first da-da, I'm like, holy crap, this is Thin Lizzy.
Yeah. There's another song off of Code of the Road, or no, I mean Never Too Loud, off of that album that I was gonna play, called These City Streets, I think it's called, and that's very I'm just a cowboy, lonely on the range. That song, I think it's called a cowboy song.
Oh, okay.
And actually,
so it's kind of like Bon Jovi, just a cowboy.
No, that's not like that at all.
Steel horse I ride.
I'm wanted,
and I'm wanted.
I was wondering how far you're going to take it. I was going to be your Richie Sambora. No. It's but yeah, when I heard that, I go, oh my god! I'm a big Thin Lizzy fan, so I was just excited to hear that, and I think they're a fine band. And actually, it's funny. My wife, the school teacher, that's probably her favorite song.
Oh wow!
I don't know, and it's like funny. She likes songs like that, like mean "fuck you" songs.
That had like a really good driving, downstroke rockin' beat. I like that a lot.
They're like that, man. They're like Thin Lizzy, K Word. AC/DC, real just balls to the wall, big guitars, big
What kind of
ugly
venues
drum
do they
sound.
play in LA then? Are they, is it something Troubadour or is it bigger than that?
The one I just missed was the Viper Room.
Oh, wow.
And they were playing like where were they playing? They were playing somewhere in San Diego. Like, what was that big fucking car show thing when they have the race cars fuck up the traffic for San Diego?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I can't think of the name of it.
I'm almost positive they played something like that because that's at the beginning of the year, isn't it?
They do a street scene down there as well. So that, like Social Distortion and bands like that will play that.
I think that's what it was then, because they did that and then they ran up to Los Angeles, and I thought to myself, I go, because I knew they were there, and I go, God, I wish I could go see them there. And then I saw that at the Viper Room, but it was like on a Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm like,
Well, now that we're out of work, next time they come through town, we should go check it out. I'd definitely go see them live. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in Europe right now, but I don't know that far because there's some festivals I remember seeing on their website.
Well, then shit, we need to go to Europe and see them then.
Yeah, but I was gonna say the funny story about my teacher wife, teaching the children of the youth,
molding the minds of the youth.
Once the finger song, I think it's funny because once at an Uncle Tiki show, and it's probably Look at the Draw probably played it too because it was at that place called Friar Tuck's in Pomona. And a guy who used to come see us both a lot, he was there that night, and he'd seen us play Final Score in some other clubs before. And he's all, dude, I got to tell you a funny story. He's all, I'm driving down the road on my Harley. And, he was a scary kind of guy. Real nice, but scary. And he's all, and then this fucking geo-tracker pulls in front of me and then flips me off. He's all, and he was all, I'm going, what the fuck is this person doing? And then he said he was getting all riled up, and then he noticed that it had an Uncle Tiki sticker on the back of it.
And we know there was only 2 of those made.
Yep, and my wife was driving that. That was our car.
I think the Luck of the Draw tour van had the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kidding. There was more than 2 made, but
yeah, but the only 2 of them ever got stuck anywhere. Oh, well, so I thought that was funny because she wasn't there that night, and I came back the next day. I go, hey, Steph, a guy told me that you flipped him off on his Harley on Foothill, and she's like, oh my God, I got busted.
I remember that night. I remember him telling that story.
Do you?
I was just kind of like, I remember standing next to you drinking beers going, that's a pretty funny story.
That was it. What was that guy? He had a silly name, didn't he?
I met him that night. So
he'd seen us a couple times before. I remember he was a local guy, so I think that's why he'd see us a couple times. But yeah, I always thought that was funny. She got caught flipping somebody off, and then when that song, and then she liked them. Well, that's funny. That reminds me of that story. She goes, "Oh, don't talk about that story. Don't
bring that up again."
I don't like to remember things like that.
That's all right, Mrs. Stanzig. Your story is safe with us.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody. Well, cool. Well, that was my second pick.
Very nice.
So now we got business to take care of, though, as far as Luck of the Draw Radio is concerned. Isn't that right?
We've got a couple of little things to talk about, I guess. We could start off with Listener of the Week.
Oh, who may that be?
Do you have the cheer noise again? Because that was really funny. I wasn't expecting that last time when you sent me the mix of the show. And then every time we would say the Listener of the Week's name, it would be this crowd cheering. I thought that was hilarious. So we got to keep that going. That's definitely a plus.
It's funny. I stole that from Oprah, too.
Don't tell her that. We'll get sued. Well, that might be good publicity for us, though.
But it was so funny. It was so hard to get an actual straight, clean cheering. She talks over everything. Just blah, 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 blah. And everybody's just cheering. It's like, Jesus, give me a cheer. And I was lucky to get 2 seconds.
Huh.
And that's about what it is.
That's funny. Well, maybe we should say everybody gets a new car.
There it is. Well, who we're talking about Ryan. Did we get a last name on Ryan?
No, he just said Ryan from South Florida.
Coral Springs is the best we interpreted it. Coral Springs, Florida.
Coral Springs.
Maybe we should have Googled it and see if they exist.
Yeah, well, on the Google Voice, it came up as South Palm Beach, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily where he called from. So
yeah, it was definitely something Springs, and I heard Coral Springs. So
okay, well, Ryan from Coral Springs, we need you to email us back or call us back and give us your mailing address because you are Listener of the Week.
Woo-hoo. It's official now. What do we got for him?
Yeah, with that, not only do you get us saying your name a few times, and you want to play the voicemail?
I do. Here we go.
Yeah, let's play that first, and then we'll tell him what he gets.
This is Brian from Coral Springs, Florida, and I was just listening to doing, I think it's the second episode of Luck of the Draw Radio, and it was where you played the I'm So Lonesome I Could Die cover by Volbeat. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was trying to think of the singer. I'm thinking you're thinking he sounds a lot like the Crash Test Dummies lead singer. Because that's kind of what was running through my head. So just a little heads up, wondering if you were hearing the same thing I was. Take care.
Yes, Ryan. Crash Test Dummies is that's what we were thinking, wasn't it?
Great
Stan?
call. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
Volbeat, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. I could hear it. That works.
For sure.
That was for you not in the know. That was from show number 2 when we were doing. I don't know what the topic was for that show, but we played Volbeat.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Volbeat.
But I do believe Ryan hit the nail on the head, and for that, Ryan, you get a ribbon. Woo! Cheers! Yay! Oprah crowd. Woo! And it's no joke now. It's official. I've been threatening to do this since show number 1, I think.
And you did it.
I have in my gritty little mitts right now, Luck of the Draw Radio Listener of the Week winner ribbon. So, Ryan, we need your mailing address, and you're going to get a ribbon, as well as maybe some stickers, and I don't know, maybe I'll poop in a bag. Send that to you, too.
Poop.
We'll get you a grab bag, but the most important thing is you get a ribbon.
Poop? I got poop in a bag.
Isn't that a song?
Somebody mailed me poop in a bag.
But yeah, the ribbon's pretty nice. It's black with silver print. It says, Luck of the Draw, Listener of the Week. Good job, best of show. Because in all honesty, that phone call was probably the best part of this show.
Yeah, that was great, man. And we need to get. Do we have addresses for our other listeners of the week so we can give them their ribbons?
The other listeners of the week were emails, and I think there was one phone call. So I think that was Hot Carl, which I don't believe his name is really Hot Carl. But Hot Carl, if you're listening, give us your mailing address, and you'll get a ribbon as well. Everybody else that was listener of the week, you know who you are. Shane was one.
Woohoo!
And get us your mailing address, and we'll send you some ribbons. And if you don't, I'm going to email you because I have your emails in the file, and I'm going to get your mailing address and get you a goddamn ribbon because you deserved it. You're listener of the week.
Woohoo! And I've seen them. They are very cool.
They're special.
They are very special. You are a wiener, my friend.
Yes, the big wiener.
Ryan, big wiener of the week.
And you get a new car. No, wait, you don't get a car.
No cars. We don't got that sponsorship yet.
No. Maybe we could give you a Bite Me energy drink.
I'd be tempted to give them a Bite Me, but I think the postage on that might be expensive.
We can work it out.
Yeah. Maybe we can dry it out.
The old song, we can work it out. So yeah, maybe we could talk to Bite Me about sponsoring the show. We could send out shows and energy drinks. Or shirts and energy shows. Shirts and I've been drinking whiskey, can you tell?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more on fire tonight.
But it's making perfect sense to me, so I must be drinking whiskey with you.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Awesome.
I get you, Bugs. I hear you.
Well, in other Luck of the Draw news, there's really not much to say. We got one more day in the studio.
Yep. Hopefully, knock out 3 songs.
Yeah. And then
we'll,
that'll be the end of the EP.
6 songs EP. Yeah, we'll be ready to roll.
Oh, you know what? There is Luck of the Draw news. Wreck House Radio, Death of Radio Verse 1, compilation CD is coming out May 11th, I believe it is. Go to wreckhouseradio.com for that. And Luck of the Draw is on that compilation with a brand new song that's going to be also on our EP.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the compilation we were talking about, or is this another one?
No, that's the same one that we were talking about before.
Okay, Barry, Lifelonger.
Yep, lifelong. Oh, I got to send him a ribbon too.
Lifelong Barry.
Lifelong Luck of the Draw listener of the Lifelong ribbon owner.
Right.
Put out the record, yeah. So yeah, I think May 11th is when that's available. I got not necessarily an email, but like a Facebook or a Twitter thing or something like that today I saw where he's actually got them in his hands. So they're ready to go to the distributors, and there's some really cool posters involved as well. So
Ooh, I'd like to get a hold of one of those.
Yeah, I think I can finagle a couple posters, so I'll try to get you one for sure. And we'll get some of the CDs. I'm pretty excited about it. 21 tracks.
21.
You and I had talked, Stan, the other day, a little while ago, about maybe doing the next show would be our favorite tracks off of that compilation.
That is a great idea. Yeah, we could listen to them because I don't know, except for the cat right before us. I can't. Colonel Klink. No, that's Hogan's Heroes.
I know who you're talking about, and it's the song right after us.
Oh, okay.
And it's Jesse Dayton's alter ego. Now you're making me draw a blank. Yeah, Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures.
I like Colonel Klink.
Colonel Klink and the Night Drinkers.
Colonel Klink and the Bite Me Whiskey Drinkers.
Okay, I'm not going to go any further with that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we should do that in the next show or whatever. We'll have.
I say that is the next show right there.
Okay, then it's settled. That's next show. We'll do our 2 favorite tracks off of Wreck House Radio's release, Death of Radio Volume 1.
Very cool. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. I've had it for a while now, just the MP3s, and it's really good. Like Barry sent it to me a while ago. I have an older mastered version of it. He sent it to me a while ago, and he's like, "Give me your opinions." And I'm like, "Well, it's fucking great." And then he's like, "No, I got to fix this." I'm like, "Well, then I guess maybe I'm not the one to talk to about fix." But it's his baby. This is his first release on his new independent label. So fucking kudos to him, man. That's great. I love people doing this kind of stuff for people like us. That we need an outlet. So this is a new outlet where Luck of the Draw is going to get heard, and I can't thank him enough.
Word.
I think it's fantastic. So that's all the Luck of the Draw talk I got. What do you got?
I want to go back to the studio and finish this thing. But yeah, that's it. So we're working on it. We're saving up our money, and we'll hopefully get it done. It's
in the works. Drummers in Texas, that kind of hinders a little bit of it. But
so hopefully the end of May, we're thinking. So June-ish will probably be. Yeah.
And then that also brings up another issue that we've talked about before, is that we still don't have a song, an album name or album artwork. We did get one contribution. Well, actually 2 contributions, and we're looking for more just to make the competition good. So if you got an idea of what to name the band, or God damn, I can't even talk. If you got an idea of what you want to name the album, or if you have some artwork that you think would be great for the record, then email us. Man, I'm falling apart here, aren't I? Email us at wewantbeer@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or you can call the listener line. What's the listener line there, Stan?
All they got to do there, Bugs, is dial 530-618-2847. They can leave us all the info there. And
if you just have a song title, that'd be the way to do it. If you have artwork, calling us probably wouldn't be that good of a way to do it.
And we encourage drunk dialing and booty calls.
Oh, and booty calls, absolutely. So yeah, so there you go. That's the competition that's still going on. I think the next show that we do, that's going to be the Wreck House Radio compilation, we might have. We'll talk more about the submissions that we've gotten, and maybe one of those submittors will be the listener of the week, and he'll get a ribbon.
Yay!
So yeah, and if you want a ribbon, call the listener line, email, do something, be part of the show. Recommend a band that you want us to talk about or to play. If you're in a band, give us some of your songs, and we'll play them on the show. We were talking a while ago about man, I'm stumbling over my words. We were talking a while ago about doing closing the shows out with a listener's band.
Listener, that's a great idea. We
just need some. If you're in a band, you got a song and you're afraid we're going to talk shit about it, then just send it to us, and then we'll play it at the end, and then we can't talk shit about it until the next show. But
well, cool.
I wouldn't talk shit about listeners of this show. Are you kidding?
No, yeah.
We got the best listeners ever.
Yeah, you ungrateful bastards.
Oh, man, whiskey is good. Well, let's move along to
your next band, yeah.
So
who do you got in the chamber there, ready to fire?
I'm not sure if you're familiar with this guy. That's he's a singer-songwriter out of New Jersey. He goes by the name Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
I think he was in Colonel Klink and the Bite Me's.
Colonel Klink and the Bite Me Night Trains.
Yeah, those guys.
And, well, old Bruce Springsteen put a record out a while back called Nebraska, which was a very cool. It's one of my all-time favorite records. It's minimalistic again, sort of like the Woody Guthrie and Sleepy Eyes Nelson, where it's just him and a guitar and a harmonica, you know, that kind of deal. And then he became more critically acclaimed with a few records after that, and then Born in the USA, I think, was like the big mainstream hit. But he has his own kind of arena rock vibe. I don't know. Am I making sense here? I mean,
no, that makes perfect sense. Actually, I saw one of his arena things at the Coliseum.
Oh, really? I've never seen him live.
Yeah, my stepdad, he took me to a bunch of great shows, and all of us kids got to go there. But man, it was in his 3-hour era of shows, and I just remember thinking, this is enough.
Those were the because I had a couple opportunities to see him at like the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum or things like that, and I just wouldn't do it because, you know, first of all, tickets were through the roof. It was like the biggest thing to hit town. Like, it was on evening news. Bruce Springsteen's in town. It was like everybody knew about it, and like tickets, I said, were outrageously priced. And it was the tour where they were doing like a 40-minute saxophone solo, and it was a stroke fest.
Yeah,
you know? And so I really lost interest in him at that point. Like that, I didn't care for. But since then, he's kind of gone back to his roots a little bit more, and he does. I think that was like when he was with the E Street Band, and when he does solo stuff, it's a lot more toned down. And like I say, the Nebraska record is just brilliant. That's one of my all-time favorite records. It's just him and a guitar and a harmonica.
Huh.
But like the Born in the USA record is the full band. It might be and the E Street Band, I'm not sure. But in that era, he had like this distinct vibe. Like anytime any of his songs came on the radio, you knew within 2 seconds that it was Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
You know, his voice, that guitar tone, everything. Well, there's a new band. They actually, I believe this coming Tuesday, are releasing their second record. And I believe it's their second record. I'm talking out my ass a little bit here. It might be the whiskey talking. But they are, without a doubt, their debut record is phenomenal. One of my all-time favorite records. The record's called The 59 Sound. The band is called the Gaslight Anthem. And they are also a New Jersey band. But hot damn, if they don't sound like Bruce Springsteen from that era, like the good, rootsy rock and roll Bruce Springsteen.
Okay, so it's an original song, not a cover?
Oh, no, yeah, they do originals. Like,
okay, but in that vibe, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, it's just that vibe, that they captured that moment in time, I guess, you know, that whatever it was, 82 or something like that. And it's just, I can't get enough of this band or this record, and I'm totally looking forward to hearing the new record. I've heard a couple of little leaks and downloads, you know, like the sneak leaks and things, but I'm definitely getting Tuesday. I'll get the full length because it's got to be well worth listening to.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, the song I picked, it's like I said, it's not my favorite song on the record, but it definitely embodies that era of time of the Bruce Springsteen kind of thing, and it's called "Meet Me by the River's Edge." And the band's the Gaslight Anthem. So if you want to roll it, then we'll see what everybody thinks. But I think I'm pretty much dead on saying that this is Born in the USA era Bruce Springsteen.
Outstanding. So we're going to roll it on down. The Gaslight Anthem, Meet Me by the River's Edge, coming at you live.
July?
Rolling down in July? What? No, rolling down now.
Oh, okay. I thought you said July right there.
No.
Or did you say live?
Live. I meant to say live. Maybe my whiskey's talking back at you.
Look at you. Look at the Draw Radio.
See, I've been here. YouTube copyright infringement.
Sally says, how about that, huh?
I like it.
Meet Me by the River's Edge. Tell me that you don't see Courtney Cox jumping up on stage with them and dancing like the Dancing in the Dark video. Come on.
Yeah, now I definitely hear, like what you're saying, the Bruce Springsteen real raw, you know, like I could hear that song, but to me the performance and the way they played it was much more like 80s Plimsolls, Dramarama, the Smithereens. Do you hear that?
Kind of, yeah. But to me it was more like I picked that one tune just because of his voice, because that really captured the Bruce Springsteen sound.
Yeah.
But I still think that song, even like the BPMs, like that whole the time signature was very Dancing in the Dark, just dun, 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 you know, and I think it just embodies that whole moment. And you know, the Plimsolls and that is about the same era, so I could accept that.
I like it. Oh, so this is an older band. They're not current?
No. They did this record's on Side One Dummy. It's like
okay. So you're just saying that you're just comparing that to the Bruce era.
Yes, yeah. That song embodies that era of the Plimsolls and that that Dancing in the Dark, Born in the USA type.
Yeah, I liked it because it's a fun, cool, catchy song, but it's got some meat to it. It's not like some stupid little la la song. I mean, I definitely felt like he meant what he was saying. You know what I mean?
Not hearing it before, because you didn't know that song until you just heard it right now.
Exactly.
Were you nervous? Like, did you think you weren't going to like it? Just because from the
from your introduction, yes, I wasn't expecting that upbeat at all.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting. Getting that vibe from you. You're like, I'm not much of a Springsteen fan. I don't think it's going to be good.
I respect Rick Spring. I mean, Rick. Now there's a word. Let's start talking about Rick Springfield.
Oh yeah, this show just took a left turn.
Talk about Freudian slips.
Do you want to get his address and I could send him a ribbon because he could be the listener of the week?
Rick Springfield?
Yeah.
He'd have to call in to get that.
The honorary listener of the week.
And I love Rick Springfield, but he ain't no Ryan. Ryan took the time to call in.
He ain't no Shane. And I'm ashamed to say I'm not sure who the other one was.
The other one is Shane and Barry and Hot Carl.
That's it?
As of now.
We have another.
4? No. Well, I have those 3 written down. And Barry's a life longer because he put us at number 4 on a compilation album.
This is show number 6. I thought we had one more.
I think we were dry a couple of shows is what I think.
But you know what? The first show, how could we have listener of the week the call in on the first show? Nobody knew to call in.
No one.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm listener of the week for the first show. I'm taking a ribbon. I'm pulling it out right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's right. I'd like to bring back listener of the week from show number 1, Todd Buggs.
Yay! I have the ribbon in my hand already. Yay!
Well, Buggs, I'm happy to present you with this ribbon.
Well, thank you. I'd like to thank my family and God most importantly.
Mm-hmm. Take your time. Take your time.
I'd like to thank the Academy for bestowing me, Bo, for giving me the liquor to make me not be able to speak.
Well, Buggs, we wouldn't be here without you, so.
That's not entirely true. Because did we have a show listener of the week number 2?
I don't fucking know.
I think
I wrote
Stan
down.
Zig was show Luck of the Draw listener show of the week number 2.
Oh my God! I didn't see this coming. I don't know where to begin. There's so many people to think. I'd like to start with Bite Me and Jim Beam.
and definitely not in the incorrect order. I do not want Jim Beam to bite me.
Well,
Well, whatever.
When in Rome.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Moving on. We are strict policy of the don't ask, don't tell here at Luck of the Draw Radio. I'm not asking you about getting bit by Jim Beam. I don't want to know about you getting bit by Jim Beam.
I have been bitten by Jim Beam more times than I would like to admit.
Oh, there's a great Reverend Hort Heat song about Jack Daniels. I think it might be called Jack Daniels.
No, it's I'm going to sue Jack Daniels.
Is that the whole title? I'm going to sue Jack Daniels?
I'm going to sue Jack Daniels. Yeah, that's a great song.
It's off of Night in the Box? Yeah. That's a good album, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. And I'm such a fucking music snob and dork that I had What?
I thought you were going to say something like ever since Taz left, you didn't like the band. They put out some good albums.
I wasn't like a Taz enthusiast kind of thing, but after Liquor in the Front, then I was like, oh, they totally went downhill. Because like Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em was great. And then Space Heater.
I love Space Heater because it sounded like Kiss.
Well, that's probably why I didn't like it. And there you go. You brought it up, you jackass. And I was kind of turned off on them. And then we did that little
Martini Time.
Yeah, Martini Time was probably the last record that I bought of theirs. And then we did that little like 3-day tour with them and Los Infernos. And by the end of that little run, I'm like, you know what? I'm sold. These guys could shit in a Dixie cup and I would buy it because They are fantastic. I watched them 3 nights in a row doing sound check. They were literally doing a concert for me and the dude running the board.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. And I'm like, I will never again in my life talk shit about Reverend Horton Heat because they can do no wrong in my eyes.
I'm a big Reverend fan. You know that drummer from after the Taz guy, I'm not sure who's playing with them now. Assuming they're still playing, you don't hear.
No, they just got home. They just got back from Europe. They've been in Europe for like almost a month.
Okay,
and now they're going to play the Hoot. Now, are you kidding?
Oh,
what
there
did they
you
do
go.
July 4th?
Well, their drummer is with the Super Suckers now. I know that.
Yeah, Taz or the
after
Taz.
Yeah, the guy after Taz. So there's some new guy. Unless I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive I'm right because I was surprised to hear that guy left.
Wow. Yeah, what did the Super Suckers do? I mean, how often do they tour? I guess they're busy. I don't know. I don't follow their every move, but I don't see them coming through LA all that often.
Not like they used to. Because I got to catch them at the Whiskey a couple times in the Viper Room.
Yeah, we saw them at.
Weren't we at the same show we figured out at the Universal Amphitheater that was Ministry, the Super Suckers, and the Toadies, and somebody else? Were you there? I thought
Ministry.
Yeah.
I was at It's Nothing But Texas show. It was a Nothing But Texas tour, and it was the Toadies, Super Suckers, Butthole Surfers, and Reverend Horton Heat. But not in that order, because Butthole Surfers headlined.
Was it at the Universal Amphitheater?
Yeah, that was at the theater. Maybe. But the show I was going to say that you and I saw the Super Suckers at was at the Key Club.
Oh, well, yeah.
You remember like a few shows back, we couldn't remember the name of the club?
No, I saw him at the Whiskey like twice and in the Viper Room, but I don't remember seeing him at the Key Club.
And we came up in Luck of the Draw's tour camper van bus.
You know what?
We parked it right out front. We hung a banner because we had like a Luck of the Draw Uncle Tiki gig combined. So we had a banner on there that on the side of the RV.
Yeah, but we weren't playing that night, right?
No. We were like saying, "Hey, come check out our band."
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Next night, yes.
And we went in and we watched the Super Suckers play at the Key Club. But we talked about this on another show, and we couldn't remember the name of the club because it used to be called Gazari's, and then it was some other name, and then it was closed. But I guess now it's reopened again.
It did, yeah, and actually it did close again. But yeah, you're right. It's coming, and I think it's coming back as the Key Club again.
So yeah. So I don't know what all that's worth.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been drinking.
That's what it's worth. So my next band.
Oh yeah, you. It's all about you.
So I picked them Crooked Vultures, which is it's a super group of basically Dave Grohl of Nirvana, Foo Fighters.
Wasn't he in Scream?
Dave Grohl wasn't. Oh, Dave Arquette. No.
No, not in the movie. Dave Grohl was in Scream. I was making a joke because
he was in a band called Scream.
Yeah, it was a DC hardcore band. He played the drums, and Scream was touring, and they went through like Olympia or Seattle or something like that. And Kurt and Chris Novoselic from Nirvana were at that show, and they're like, "We need to get a drummer like that guy." And then, fast forward a year or whatever, he's like, "Yeah, I'd be in your band."
Wow.
So yeah, little Nirvana history.
That's cool. I didn't know that. And then Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, he's playing guitar and singing in it. And John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin, which with the theme of our show, that's what brings it into me because they have a very heavy Led Zeppelin feel to them.
Well, they got a member of Zeppelin in it.
Yeah, that helps. But I mean, the music is definitely there, and the groove and
that's like me playing an Ozzy song going, "This has got like a total Black Sabbath vibe."
All right. The only thing I can say bad about this is the Josh singing in it. It just sounds like a Queens of the Stone Age because his voice is so,
it's very
signature. Yeah, very distinctive. That's the only thing I'd really rip on about this. I wish they would have found a different singer. But I know they played Coachella, and I had a couple friends that went to Coachella, and one of them got to see him play, and they said John Paul Jones is amazing. He just moves like 4 different instruments throughout the night. And he's just a super talented guy, and he's old, and he's still up there, and he's still doing it. And he was very involved with the making of this album, the writing of the songs. So
that's cool. Did he still wear a white suit?
I don't know about that. I didn't ask. I didn't ask. So the song I'm picking is called Elephants. off of their album Them Crooked Vultures. But I wanted to play a song called what was that song called? Now I can't think of it.
Damn whiskey.
Damn whiskey. It was called
Bad Gay Dick.
Bad. It was called, I'm never going to fucking remember. Oh, Mind Eraser. Ah!
How appropriate.
Yes. Nearly erased. It's called Mind Eraser. Great song. It could definitely be a Queens of the Stone Age. So that's why I chose to pick Elephants, because to me, I hear much more Led Zeppelin coming through this song than on Mind Eraser. But the whole album is good. If you like Queens of the Stone Age and you're maybe missing Led Zeppelin, if Led Zeppelin was to do something that would have a little bit of this dancing along amongst it, I would assume.
How long ago was this released then?
Oh, 2009.
Okay, well,
not even a year ago.
Because I know that the Songs of the Deaf, I think it was the Queens of the Stone Age record that had the red album cover.
Yeah, that was like 2 ago, I believe.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That's probably 4 years ago or better. Dave Grohl played drums on that record.
He did. You're right. Yes.
So I was thinking maybe it was about that same time, but no, it's not.
No, I think they're friends, and I think he just pulled it together. But it's ripping, man. So yeah, let's check it out, huh?
Definitely play it.
Cool.
Play it.
Here it is. Them Crooked Vultures.
Play it.
Elephants.
Play it.
Goes like this.
Play it.
YouTube copyright infringement.
And there she goes. Them Crooked Vultures. Elephants. Huh, he says.
You hear Led Zeppelin in that?
I do. You don't?
I hear more, a little more ABBA and the Village. No, of course I hear fucking Led Zeppelin in that. God damn.
Why, you got me again.
Twice.
Sneaky bastard.
No, like even the, that little breakdown right at the end.
Yes.
Holy cow. I mean, I don't know what Zeppelin song that is, but that's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's definitely, that was a serious lift on their part. But I don't know. I like it. I haven't heard a new Led Zeppelin song in a couple of years, so I was happy to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain about it. I thought it was a good tune. It definitely all the way through had that Zeppelin vibe. I agree with you in the vocals. My biggest issue was, I'm not a big Zeppelin fan to begin with, but what that made me think was that the band was playing at 33 1/3, or the band was playing at 45 RPM, and the vocals were at 33 1/3.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because it could have been Robert Plant singing, but it was slowed down. He was like, instead of going like, he's all,
yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that was cool.
I like it, and I mean, if you're really hard up for any Led Zeppelin fans, I know it's been a couple of years now, probably at least 6. The Black Crowes did a live recording with Jimmy Page on tour. They went on tour, so it's basically the band of Black Crowes and Jimmy Page. I think it's called Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes Live.
They played Castaic Lake right down the street from my house.
Oh wow! Well, they got a 2 CD recording of it, and it's awesome. It was really well recorded, and I'm surprised how much the singer of the Black Crowes could kind of emulate that. Robert Plant. I mean, he didn't sound like him, but he was definitely in the ballpark. And I'm going, wow, man, that's cool, because he doesn't sound like him. And that's kind of what I was hoping with the Crooked Vultures. You'd have a different vocal type, but that could be off of any Queens of Stone Age album. That vocal sound and style, and
I think that was. I mean, I'm not a big Queens of the Stone Age fan. I guess I've got a couple of their records. I think that was better than some of the other stuff that I've heard from them, just because it had more of that groove rock kind of vibe. But I don't know. I thought it was fine. I had problems with it.
I think I was saying too. My favorite song off that is called "Mind Eraser," but that sounds almost just like it could be a Queens of the Stone Age. I mean, song. And if I was in the band, the members of Queens of the Stone Age, I'd be pissed if I heard. They go, "Why the fuck didn't he play that with us?"
Yeah,
good song. Oh well, yeah. So that's mine, man. Yeah.
Well, not bad. I'm impressed.
Thanks. Yeah, I really liked your both your picks, but especially that last one, the Gaslight Anthem. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I say this a lot, and I throw it around pretty liberally, but I say that damn near every band is my favorite band, but goddamn, if the Gaslight Anthem isn't one of my favorite bands at this moment. I'm so looking forward to the new record being put out. And I was talking to the wife today. They're coming to LA. They're playing the Wiltern in September, and I'm like, I'm all ready to get tickets for that.
Oh wow!
So, just a great band. Like another, it's a Side One Dummy Records band. So they were kind of an indie band at first, and now they've just broken out, and I think they're fantastic. Like the 59 Sound is such a great record. I'm certain that that's their debut, unless they've got some kind of real rare underground independent first release. But the 59 Sound is such a fantastic record. So I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess that does it for us. Do we got sponsors we got to speak of?
Yeah, there's a couple people that have been nice to us. Mostly, what do we got? Flat Black Industries.
Oh, yeah.
The t-shirt company. Check them out. FlatBlackInd.com.
I forget. Were you able to score any more t-shirts from the Vegas trip?
I hung out with Nate, and we drank a bunch of beers, and I just never asked. So
that's cool.
I'm sure if I put him in a headlock and told him that I'd give him a noogie until his forehead bled, that he would give us some. So I'll work on it. So
cool.
We'll get some.
Noogies are the way.
It's the noogie of truth. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Traditional Rod and Culture Illustrated magazine. They pay my bills. I just cashed a paycheck today from them. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah. Mailbox money. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Especially in the state where I'm at right now with not working. I can take that.
Oh yeah.
But I would say most importantly, what people need to do that listen to this show is contribute. Mm-hmm. We need people within bands. If you're in a band, send us your records. We'll play them. Send us if you're just a person that likes music and you have an idea of something that we should talk about.
That's that could be a whole show. Listeners' cries for attention for bands that they just came across and loved. And typically the band that you don't even have a connection with, because those are the kind I know I come across. And like for Danko Jones, I'm all, oh, these guys are great. But, you drop the name whenever a friend and you are talking about music or whatever, but you just don't hear them or see from them in the mainstream, and it sucks.
Right. Actually, another thing to talk about real quick, too, was our Social Distortion show.
Yes.
It's still going to happen. We're still going to make it work. Brent is going to talk to either the two of us or the one of us. But that apparently is going to be the only bass player that we'll be able to talk to for that show. But it's going to happen. We're going to get a member of Social Distortion in. We're going to play a few Social Distortion songs. Maybe you and I can pick a couple of our favorite ones, and maybe have Brent pick one of his favorite ones. That'd
be fun. I'd definitely like to hear his take on just learning the back catalog and how much of the back catalog he has to know. I mean,
yeah. The biggest hurdle that I think we have right now is that I truly want to do the show with the three of us. So we've got to figure out how to get him on Skype with us together. And then that way we can talk over each other and we can burp on our questions and his questions. And yeah, because I don't want it to just be, I certainly do not want it to just be a show with me talking to him and then you going, I like this song. I want, because this show, Luck of the Draw Radio, is Stan Zig and I want it to be the two of us talking to Brent. So we're gonna have to work out the logistics on that, but it's still in the works. We're gonna make it happen.
When he's at home, where is he? Is it Ventura-ish?
Yes, he lives in Ventura.
Because what if you and I just made a trip up there and we took him out to Mexican and drank margaritas and recorded it? I mean, is that an option? Or how soon would that be? I mean, like you said, a new album's coming out and he's in Europe right now, so. Well, he just got back, you said.
Yeah, they just got back from some festival shows, and they're on the East Coast now, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I spoke to them, they were gearing up to do the 4 or 5 gigs in Europe, and then they were shooting back and then landing in New York and then driving back to California.
Wow. Oh, to hit shows on the way home?
Yeah, to tour on the way back. So that was the last that I'd heard, but I don't know.
We didn't time that good then.
No.
Well, let's wait. Let's sit on that show then. Let's make it what it should be, and not just try to get 20 minutes of him in a Philadelphia hotel talking to us on a fucking shitty phone.
If we can, if we can plan it right, we could get a good hour and a half of him talking. And I'll tell you what, that guy is funny as fuck, and he can tell stories. So it would be an entertaining hour and a half. We might not even have to play songs. You know, it'd be that good.
I can't remember. I've never met this guy. He's never been in the Luck of the Draw shows.
He was at the Red Cove show that was a fiasco. The last one where we played 4 songs and they told us to shut the fuck up and go home because they put us on at. We're supposed to go on at midnight and we went on at 1:45.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
And then 2:00 was last call.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was there, and he's been pretty much at every Luck of the Draw show in Ventura. So you've probably met him at one point or another.
Huh. Cool. Well,
he
good.
looks
And that
totally
one's
different. He looks totally different off stage than on stage.
Huh.
You know, because on stage he's a badass. I'm just kidding. But
okay.
yeah, so that's in the works. But again, listeners, if you're in a band, please just email us a couple MP3s of your band. We'll play it. We can either critique it or we'll just play it at the end of the show. You know, we just need some more listener interactive, some more input. If you want a ribbon, email wewantbeer@gmail.com and give us your ideas of what shows we need to do. Or you can call, I don't have the number in front of me, Stan.
Oh, I've got it right here. 530-618-2874. That'll get you right to...
That ain't it.
What?
That ain't it.
530-618-2847?
47. You said 74 the last time. Go rewind the tape and call me a liar if I'm wrong.
2847. Now you're wrong.
No.
Now, you know what I'm not liking, just straight off the bat? Whiskey don't burp like beer.
Yeah, you haven't had a good burp tonight.
I'm missing my end of I'm not feeling them. I tried to push a couple while you were talking, and they ain't coming.
I had 2 whiskey drinks in the mason jar during the show, and then I just switched to beer, so I might have a burp by the end. Maybe we can close it out on a burp, but I kind of doubt it.
Better happen quick.
I'm not a burping kind of guy, you know?
Oh, I am.
Oh, yeah, I just can't make it work.
Well, cool. So our next show is the best of compilation that Luck of the Draw is going to be on?
Yes. The next show we're going to do is your 2 favorite tunes and my 2 favorite tunes off of Wreckhouse Radio's Death to Radio Volume 1, which is going to be released, I believe, May 11th. It'll be readily available. Go to wreckhouseradio.com and find out how you can actually, they're taking pre-orders. So you can go there today and then you can pre-order it. And I highly recommend it. So yeah, the next show we'll do is our favorite tunes off of that record. I had something else to say. I don't know what it was.
Well, I know my favorite. I can already pick my favorite band off of the compilation is Captain Clink and the Bite Me Fucker Mothers.
You know what? I think they didn't quite make the cut.
What?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. But, you know, in all honesty, I think the next show is just going to be us playing Drinking Gasoline 4 times.
Well, I got to tell you, Bugs, my next song happens to be track number 4 again.
This is a band that I really enjoy playing in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be a good show. I don't know. I had something else to say, but I've been drinking. So I don't know what to say. So maybe I'll just say I'll see you next time there, Stan.
And I will see you then, Bugs.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll do this again soon.
All right, man. Well, so that is it for us for show number 6. We'll be coming at you with show number 7 with the best of compilation.
Yes.
That Luck of the Draw will be on that we're very eager to hear.
Wreckhouse Radio, Death to Radio, Volume 1.
Yeah, no shit.
Man, I'm pretty impressed that I could say that clearly after that much Jim Beam.
Clearly. So
yeah, so if you want, check out the record. You can pre-order it at wreckhouseradio.com and get your gritty little mitts on a copy of that because it's going to be well worth it. There's some great bands, not just Captain Kirk.
Captain Clink.
Captain Kirk and the Vulcan innate. What is it?
Captain Clink and the Vulcan fucknut motherfuckers.
No, that's not what it is.
No,
I think it's Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures.
Oh yeah,
that's the real band.
That's the real one.
The other one, maybe we'll start a band called Captain Clink. I see nothing.
Clink. There you go. There.
All right, we've beaten this dead horse to the ground. I will. I'll talk to you next time, there, Stan.
got any comments, insults, requests, you can call them at 530-618-2847 or email them at wewantbeer@gmail.com.